Welcome into episode 24 of Breaker Banter. My name's Devin Dobek. I'll be joined shortly by the new goaltender for the Biloxi Breakers, Rahul Sharma, who's set to hop on the panel with me and learn a little bit about him after picking up his first win as a Breaker last weekend. Last weekend, it was an interesting weekend. Friday night, an 8-5 win. Rahul was in net and scoring 8 goals, a new franchise record. It seemed like everything was sunshine and rainbows, but on Saturday night, a 5-0 defeat against the exact same Topeka Scarecrows. So a tale of 2 games nonetheless, and looking forward to seeing how the Breakers are able to build off of their win and going forward. 55 saves for Rahul on Saturday night as well. That's a new career high for him, so congratulations. We'll bring him on to talk about that shortly, but a huge milestone in his career. Obviously, you don't want to face 60 shots, but still setting a new career high has got to be a good feeling for him. Some transactions have been going on lately. We didn't talk much about them last week, but there's been a lot going on. A lot of new faces, so we'll introduce you to them as well. But the big trade that went down this week was, of course, Aldi Nerland and Grant Bondi being moved to Topeka for Kyle Heitzner and Lair Patakin. Heitzner had 2 stints in the ECHL this season. He's going to be a huge addition. And then you get Lair, a defensive defenseman coming in to help out on the back end. Obviously, Aldi and Bondi were really starting to win the hearts of the fans. Aldi was moving up the ranks scoring, had a big goal on Friday night. We wish him the best. And Grant Bondi, hard guy not to like, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, played the position well, was a true pro, and was here and planning to be here for the foreseeable future. But unfortunately, it is a business, and we wish Bondi the absolute best. Other additions, Dimitris Christou from the Danbury Hat-Tricks was released, signs here in Biloxi. He made his debut on Saturday night. Don Carter Jr. will be reporting this week, so a familiar face that a lot of Seawolves fans know will be back in action. And Connor Mullins, of course, made his Breakers debut over the weekend, a former Seawolf himself. Played his first 10 games here, actually scored in his first professional game playing for the Seawolves. Picked up his first point on Friday night in that 8-5 win. So a lot of new faces, of course. The rookies really tore it up as well. Donheven Veilleux with 3 assists and was the game's 3rd star on Friday night. And Amy Royer had a goal and an assist in the win as well. So nice to see those rookies from the Tottenham Railers, our affiliate in the GMHL, getting going early. Really encouraging signs for the Breaker offense going forward. Other housekeeping, we are selling $10 terrace level seats this upcoming Thursday and Friday as the Breakers take on the Monroe Moccasins. So if you're watching this on Thursday when we drop it, Breakers will be at home 7 o'clock against the Moccasins that night. Tickets are $10. You can get them at the box office. There may be some of their small service fees still in addition to that $10, but the Breaker rate is $10 instead of $16. So we hope you can join us for those 2 games as we get ready to try and pack the Coliseum. Final 2 matchups, matchup 11 and 12 with the Monroe Moccasins. So a chance to steal them and upset them. And with all these new additions and all these new pieces and with the way Sharma's been playing goal, it looks like that might be in store. So stay tuned. We hope you can join us in the Coliseum. But that just about wraps up our intro. We're going to bring on Rahul for the middle segment of our show right here on Breaker Banter. Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi. Devin Dobek here with Rahul Sharma, back live here at the Hard Rock Cafe in Biloxi. Rahul, welcome to the show. Happy to have you on with us.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
So I like to kick off every show in a similar manner. We like to start it at the root. So tell us a little bit about your early hockey journey in your childhood growing up in Delta, British Columbia.
Yeah, growing up in Delta, I played just North Delta minor hockey growing up. Started when I was around 3 or 4 years old. You're not from Canada, are you?
I'm from Massachusetts.
In Canada, we have something called Little Timbits. It's sponsored by Tim Hortons. So growing up, I started playing like that. And after that, I went to the minor hockey program.
So how old were you when you first picked up a hockey stick? And did you always know that you wanted to be a goalie, or was it something that sort of evolved and came to you over time?
No, definitely something that came with time. Picked up a stick at 3 or 4, played forward, and then defense until I was 12. Didn't switch to goalie till around 13 or 14, so it was pretty late.
And why the change? What made you decide, you know what, I want to be the guy wearing all the pads and going in between the pipes?
It's kind of funny, actually. I was very, very, very bad as a player. And we really needed a goalie for one of the games. Coach was like, do you want to go in? I went in and kind of just forced me to stay after that because I was way better in net than I was as a forward or D-man.
Oh, man. So I assume that coach might have been one of your early mentors. So tell us about some of the people that helped you along your journey growing up with the game.
Honestly, my parents didn't know too much about hockey, but they were my biggest supporters, so they definitely helped a ton. Going to Canucks games, watching Roberto Luongo, but my biggest hockey mentor would definitely have to be my brother Shiv. He was the only one growing up who played hockey in the whole family. He got me into it. He'd shoot on me in the garage all the time, street hockey pads. I really got to give a big shout out to him. Without him, I would never have gotten even remotely close to hockey. Probably would have played soccer.
So you mentioned the Vancouver Canucks. Is that your favorite team growing up, and did you have a favorite player?
I think it has to be hometown, but definitely my favorite player is Roberto Luongo.
Yeah, it makes sense. I also am a huge Luongo fan for how he played it in Game 7 against the Bruins back in 2011. I hate to bring it up for you, but I'm a big Luongo guy myself.
Giving me PTSD right now.
He's talking a lot of smack, and Tim Thomas was the better goaltender in Game 7. So I'm a huge Bruins fan.
I'm going to stay quiet on that one.
Yeah, fair enough. But what other hobbies and interests did you have growing up? We heard you talk about soccer, but away from the ice, away from the field, what were some other things that you did growing up?
Honestly, a little bit of everything. I did a lot of MMA growing up, a little bit of swimming. But other than that, I was really just spending time with family, friends. And nowadays, it's kind of just hockey, gym, and my working on my mental game. That's a big hobby of mine.
Yeah, no, mental game, that's something I know that you take a lot of pride in. But you mentioned MMA. Do you think that you could get into a tilt at some point? We officially hit the midway point in the season. We're at game 28, going into 29 on Thursday. Do you have a tilt in your future?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
If it calls for it. Okay. Well, keeping it rolling here, let's flash forward to 2020 to 2022. You're with the Surrey Knights of the PIJHL. Right around COVID time, do you recall things starting to get a little difficult in your tenure there? What was it like?
Honestly, that was kind of where things started going well for me. I played house hockey until I was 16, so it was a big jump. During COVID time, nobody could really train, and I was lucky enough my goalie coach had like an indoor facility. So I was training that whole time. I only signed with him when I was 16. So my goalie coach for a full year, COVID kind of dwindled down a little bit, and I got a chance to play junior hockey just because of that. So truly a blessing for me.
No kidding. So was there any sort of wrench that COVID threw into your development? I know you said you were working, kind of doing your own thing, but as far as gameplay and getting that camaraderie and meeting teammates, do you feel that it thwarted that in any way, or were you able to make the most of it?
I think I was definitely just able to make the most of it there. Of course, it's hard having to wear a mask while playing hockey. That was one of what we were required to do in BC, but you were still around the guys, still getting shots. Yeah. No games kind of sucked, but that was probably a turning point in my career, so I'm very grateful for it.
So after your time there, we go to 22, 23 now. You joined the Aldergrove Kodiaks, also in the PIJHL. Yeah. What made you want this change of scenery or solicit it, or did you just wind up here?
When I was in Surrey, I was kind of pegged as a third guy. I would say got to a point where the coach had some younger guys who he wanted to develop a little bit more. I was 19 at the time. I see why he did what he did. And I just wanted to go somewhere I'd play, so I ended up going to Aldergrove, and I was lucky enough to play a pretty large chunk of games that year and develop.
Yeah, so in your time at Aldergrove, what did it add to your career? Because now you mentioned in Surrey, it kind of felt like you were behind the scenes or more of a cheerleader, and then you finally got on the ice. How did that boost your confidence heading now into the later years of your junior career?
It definitely helped a ton. Like, it was a tough year. We weren't doing too well as a team, but it really helped me build the mentality and the work ethic of what it took to win. You know, at the start of the year, we weren't winning much, and as the year went on, I felt we really had to dig deep as a group, and I had to dig deep personally, you know, extra hours after practice, extra hours in the gym, and putting all that together, that's what made me who I am.
Right. Okay, so now we'll shift into 23-24, and this was a special year for you. You go to the USPHL Premier League with the Bellingham Blazers. So all of a sudden you start having, numbers-wise, one of your best statistical seasons. You had a .925 save percentage there, a 3.9 goals against average, so all really positive numbers. What started clicking once you hit your time there in Bellingham?
Honestly, just the reps adding up. Like I told you, I was playing house hockey till basically 17, so as soon as I got where I wanted to be, and I was chipping away at it. It was only a matter of time before it came together. I don't think I did anything that was too different in the years coming up to it or in the year itself. It's just the reps add up.
You were a 2-time Player of the Month in the USPHL Premier, and you're also a 3-time Player of the Week. What do you make of all those awards? How did it feel to be put kind of on a stage where you're getting that recognition now after finally a long and interesting and unique road that it took you in your junior career? But now to be recognized for all those accomplishments, how did it make you feel?
It felt really good, to feel as if everything you do is worth it. 'Cause you can work your hardest, and it's really hard to keep going when things aren't going the way you want them to go. But when things start rolling, it's just that much easier to believe in yourself and that much easier to keep kicking. And I felt that's what it did for me. It gave me the confidence to be, where I wanted to be, and the wins kept adding up. And it's not even just the big wins, not the game wins, it's the little ones, the mental ones. And yeah, it just truly contributed to make me the person I am.
So after that, that's a great answer there as well. But 2024 to 2025, you decide you're going to become a professional and signed with the Hudson Valley Venom, HC Venom, one or the other at the time. But signing a professional contract after the road that it took you, all the hard work, all the effort, now you sign with a pro team. Take us through that day and what it was like making your first start and taking some time on the ice.
Honestly, even with that, it was tough. Little known story about me is after my last year of juniors, I had committed to play Division III hockey. But that summer, I was driving home from July 4th just with my friends, and I fell asleep behind the wheel driving home. So I got in a really bad car accident, messed my sternum up pretty bad, had a really bad concussion, and my doctors were saying I probably wouldn't play hockey again. So lost my commitment, wasn't able to talk to any of the schools, and I was just bedridden for almost 2.5 months, 2 months. And it took a lot of strength for me to push through that. It's a hard time, and my doctor calls me September 20th, like a week before the Fed season, and he's like, hey, if you want to play hockey, you're good to go. Wow. I had nowhere to go, so I've shot out probably 400 emails, 200 calls, and I got one phone call, one email back. And that was from Josh Newberg and MJ Miracle in Hudson Valley. And they're like, hey, you can come out to our free agent camp if you want, but you gotta pay your own way, basically. I was a nobody at the time. And I go out, they have almost 20 goalies at camp. I make the top 8, I make the top 4. And, I'm truly blessed that they were able to give me the opportunity to be a practice guy. And, give me a promise that if I did what I was supposed to do, I'd get a game at some point in the year. And I took that and I ran with it. I had lots of vets like Mark Pozar, Austin Pickford. There's guys who taught me how to be a pro, taught me how to treat myself like a professional. Because it's not just being a pro because you play professional hockey. It's so much more to it. It's how you carry yourself. It's how you treat yourself. It's how you eat. It's how you just even treat practice. You got to treat everything like an opportunity because it really is. And I got really big into my mental game there. I started journaling, and I was really able to take gratitude and feel grateful for anything and everything that came my way. I was grateful for every practice. I was grateful for every second of the team, and that translated slowly. I felt I was getting better every single day, and that's a big part of my journey of getting into that first game. And when Coach finally gave me the nod, I had so much confidence. I felt like I had already played 100 games. Yeah. One thing I'd write in my journal every single night is I am the best goalie in the league, and that's kind of crazy to say when you've played 0 games, but I truly believed it. And when my opportunity came, I put up, I believe it was 3 goals on 48 shots or 51 shots. I'm not too sure what it was, but I really ran with it, and I was able to take us into OT, get us our first point in almost 3 months, and after that, I was the starting goalie, and things just started going my way.
Wow, that's an incredible story. Thank you so much for sharing that. I know that takes a lot of confidence and courage to share, but wow, and it's it's awesome, and it all adds. And I know a big quote for you has been "make your own luck," and that's something that you live by in addition 100%. To those other things. So talk to us about that for a little bit.
Yeah, so long I was one of those people who was just like, oh, I'm so unlucky. Things are not going my way. Why are they not going my way? And I came to the point, especially I was telling you last year, where I realized it really is up to you. Every little thing you do, every little habit you build contributes in the person you become. And, I decided I was done being the person who relied on, it should go my way. Why isn't it going my way? No, it's up to me. So I did those extra reps like I said I did. And I was always somebody who did those extra reps, but it was really just drilling down on my mental game and having the belief of hammering every single day of journaling. It sounds easy, but when you try doing it every day, you kind of, I don't need to do that. It's not making a difference, but it really does.
Kidding.
So I decide every single day I'm going to make my own luck with the actions I choose.
I love that. That's a bunch of words to live by. But let's go back to the Venom for a moment. So there you posted a record of 6-6 with an .890 save percentage. And for a team that had 13 wins all year, that's pretty insane that you had half of them and were able to withstand there that long. But a 5.08 goals against average. Do you remember the feeling when you got your first win for them?
Oh.
Do you remember just kind of the reward that it felt in an unselfish way, I'm sure? Just kind of that fulfillment that, you did it. You'd won a pro hockey game in between the pipes.
Yeah, it was huge. It was huge for me. I've been working away at it for so long, and it was one of those things where I believe you got to be happy for everybody else before your opportunity can come. And I was so happy for every guy, their first goal, their first point, whatever it was. And that came around full circle. The guys were blocking shots for me. They were doing whatever it took to help me get my first win. And after the game, they partied like they had just scored 100 points in a season,
Yeah.
So it truly came around full circle, and it was huge for me, huge for my confidence.
Awesome. So we'll flash forward now to earlier this season. You signed with the Indiana Sentinels, ended up making 3 starts for them, a record of 1-2. But how was it earning a win early on for a team that desperately needed one? I mean, they could not buy one. They're again ran out of the water earlier in the season. They've become much more competitive now, and it's a lot of that's, of course, due to Everett Thompson. But, wow, how did it feel to pick up a win for them early on? I'm sure that it was pretty cool.
That was huge for me as well. Honestly, I was actually starting the year with Danbury, and they kind of didn't think I could be the guy for them. They moved me to Indiana, and a lot of things were going down there, and I wasn't seen as a guy there either. So it kind of put me back to Block A, and I had to work my way up from, third guy again. And I always believed in myself and chipping away at it. And when I first finally got my game, I knew I could do it. And the guys around me knew I could do it, and we had a belief in the group that we had. And getting that win really solidified my belief that, I can do this. I'm capable of this, and I am the guy I think I am, So just continues to reinstate the same belief I have in myself, and it was huge for the team. The boys have been on an absolute roll. They're so happy for all the guys. What a great group, and I hope they keep it rolling because what ET's building there is a great program.
Yeah. So after your time in Indiana concludes, you get the call to come join the Breakers. Were you excited? What was it like getting that phone call, coming down to Biloxi? Now you're here. Now you're on the show. Starting to really all become real before your very eyes. It's got to be a pretty awesome feeling.
It is amazing. Coach Pence called me, and I came in same day, booked my flight, flew in. So, I don't know. It's been absolutely surreal. The weather's amazing. Can't complain about that. But other than that, at the rink, the guys are amazing. The facilities are amazing. And I really feel I'm put in a position here to be the best version of myself, The guys are, I don't even know how to put it into words. Their attitude's great. Big thing we have going on in practice right now is saying, who wants it? Who wants it? You probably hear me saying that all the time.
Oh, I do. Yeah, it's awesome.
And the guys compete so hard, and I feel like that's going to slowly start to translate into game here. We got our first win this weekend since I've been here, and I know it's just going to be a ball that keeps rolling here because we work so hard in practice every single day.
Yeah, and a lot of that is because of the energy you bring. And I will say, I've heard so much about you. I've only met you as of a week and a half ago or so, but I've never heard a negative comment made about you personally. It's actually unbelievable, the amount of people that were trying to get you here and saying, we need a guy like Ra in the room to bring that energy, to be that vocal guy in the room that everybody needs to kind of pull the boys together. So just... you make lasting impressions on people, and that's got to be another special feeling. So talk about just what you bring to a locker room and how your energy is contagious for the other people.
Well, talking about my career, you can see I've kind of been a glue guy for as long as I can remember. It took me a long way for my skill to catch up, my talent to catch up to that. But it's something I take a lot of pride in. If you can walk in and help a group compete a little bit more, put a smile on someone's face, that's the biggest thing, really. It's your impact you leave on people. So if I come in the room, the guys are a little bagged. If I can get them going, have the practice go a little higher pace, I'm more than happy to do it. I don't care how I'm feeling. You almost fake it till you make it, even with those things. I'm tired sometimes too. I feel like not the best sometimes as well, but you really gotta put on your best front for everybody.
Right. That's incredible, and I love that. It is contagious and infectious to be around. So we love having that now and having you here, Rob. But let's take it up to last weekend now for a moment. So you get your first start as a Breaker on Friday night, and you become the second goalie in franchise history to earn a win. An 8-5 victory, snapped a 9-game slide. Take us through that after the final horn went off, celebrating with your teammates. Had to feel pretty good, and Aldi gave you the player of the game chain as well. So pretty good day for Rob, but take us through that.
Yeah, honestly, the boys made it really easy on me scoring 8 goals, so
Another new franchise record, 8 goals.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Love that. I felt like the guys really competing hard for me. That obviously feels really good. I was just trying to not take it for granted. Another thing, it's been 3 months since my last game, and I was super excited, super pumped. The nerves were there a little bit, but just reinstating that same belief that I am good enough. I am the guy I want to be. So it all came together, came to fruition again. It's like I knew it would.
And then the next night of, unfortunately, a 5-0 loss. It's hard to win when you have no goal support. But 55 saves on 60 shots, a new career high for you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what a night you had. I mean, 55 saves on 60 shots is incredible. I know it stinks letting in 5, but
yeah,
you got to feel pretty good about the way you played that night. Do you feel like you got your confidence locked in that game and really gave your team a chance?
No, I definitely felt good. It's going to come with time. I've been saying another thing you definitely heard me is I'm too big, I'm too fast, I'm too strong. You got to make yourself believe it before it comes to fruition. So I've really been working on that, and going into that game, I was saying it every time I skated around the ice. The boys are huge for me. They help me. Honestly, the score might have been 5-0, but they were still soaking shots for me. The belief was still high. It's just one of those nights it didn't work out for us, but we know we can do it. We know going forward it's going to come together.
Yeah, you've said a lot of positive things about your teammates, but talking about your coaches now, you mentioned Charlie Penz and how he gave you the call earlier on, but also Brett Riley, your new strength and conditioning coach, your assistant coach. How's it been getting to know those guys, and what have they done for you in your early time here in Biloxi?
Only week here, but they've instilled so much belief in me, and it almost makes it hard for the guys not to succeed here. Brett puts in so much time for our workouts, the little things, making sure we take care of our bodies, and that is absolutely huge. I want to be the best version of myself, and Penz and Brett believing in me really does that for me. Penz every single day will come out, help me work on the little things. Brett helps me work on everything in the gym. Even our trainers, it goes across the board. I'm truly blessed to be here.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. There's so many hands on deck that I think often go unnoticed, but it really does take a village, as we say around here. But wrapping up, we got a couple more questions for you. Have you gotten a chance to explore the area? I mean, you're sitting in the Hard Rock Cafe doing a podcast right now. Pretty cool way to break in your second week, and got a couple games coming up. But have you had any time across your week to explore or hit the town at all?
Not too much time in the town, but I had gyro a few times. The guys, that's been unreal. Food here was amazing at the Hard Rock. Definitely cannot complain. Yeah. The pool has been great for me.
Yeah, no, the pool's been awesome. There were a few crazy kids that were jumping in the other day. It was like
not to drop names, I guess.
35 degrees out, and they're doing cold plunges in the pool. It's definitely not part of my job description. But hey, they're athletes. They feel the need, so I respect it, but definitely couldn't be me. So another thing that you've gotten to do is represent your country, Canada, playing in a charity tournament out in Australia, is my understanding. So talk to us a little bit about that experience. That was the picture we used in your signing graphic, of course, but take us through that experience and what it was like to wear the leaf on your chest.
It's always an honor, that's something you grow up dreaming about. And I was truly blessed to be graced with the opportunity by Kerry Goulet. He runs a foundation called Stop Concussions. It's a charity. They basically run a tournament. Not a tournament, I would say. It's more of a, I don't really know what you could call it. It's 4 games in different cities in Australia: Sydney, Canberra, Newcastle. I believe we played 2 in Sydney, actually. But they fundraise money just for concussions, really. It's such a great cause, in all sports, football, hockey. It's such a big issue, CTE. And to raise money and help those players in their later years where it really does affect them. It's something that's not spoken about enough, but there's that documentary by Aaron Hernandez that came out, and it truly shows the effects of it. So Kerry had me out there, and I was truly blessed to be in front of all those people, the crowds. Australia truly is a hockey country. I don't know how to explain it. Every single game was sold out. Every single jersey was sold out. Got to play out in front of crowds of, I believe, almost 10,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I played it with big names like David Booth, Noah Phillips. I don't know if you heard of him. He plays for the Edmonton Oilers. Just truly a blessing. I can't be thankful enough for that.
And I'm sure they're saying we got to play with Rahul Sharma. Hey, you're a pro too. You said
I'm a pro. Yeah.
But that's awesome, Ra. Thanks so much for joining me on the show today. I like to leave every guy with the floor. Your message to the fans.
First of all, I just want to thank all of you. Truly grateful for you coming out, supporting. It's because of you we can do what we do out here. But I want to give you guys a branch of belief here almost. I want us to be positive moving forward. There are wins coming. The boys are coming together. And I promise you I'll do whatever it takes to make us a winning team here. I tell the boys all the time, I'll die on the ice if that's what it takes. So I truly give it all on the ice, give it all in practice every single day, and I will not let us be an organization that isn't moving forward every single day, isn't getting better every single day. So thank you for your trust, your belief, and I'm going to prove you guys right every single night here.
I'd vote for him for president at this point. I'm definitely sold on that. But Ra, it was great to have you on the show. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be right back to wrap up another episode of Breaker Banter when we return. Huge thank you to Rahul Sharma for joining me on the panel here. That was a terrific interview. I'm definitely very inspired, not only by what he said, but what he's bringing into this room and his expectations for the team going forward. I think that there's a lot of good in store, especially adding Ra to the room. So very happy to have him and excited to see what he's able to do against the Monroe Moccasins coming up. So those two games, 7 o'clock, Thursday and Friday, January 15th and 16th, the final two matchups with the Monroe Moccasins. So a good chance to get in there. It's not necessarily a rivalry, but they always put on a physical game. They've won each of the last 10 in the earlier part of the season, and this will be the final two matchups coming up at Breaker Bay. We need the place loud. We need the home crowd to serve as that sixth skater for the Breakers out there this weekend. As I mentioned, all kinds of transactions, Christo, Carter, Mullins, Heitzner, Patakin, all these names coming in. Charlie Pence has been on the phones looking to improve this team and make a late push. Breakers are only 5 games out of the playoffs, so still nothing is out of question. We have officially hit the midway point of the season. Game 29 will be Thursday night at 7 o'clock. So there's still plenty of time to make a late push. And a lot of these teams that are on the bubble will have matchups with the Breakers coming down in the stretch. So it's a great chance for the Breakers to start building the blocks and keep finding their footing before they will ultimately try and make a playoff push at the end of the season. But $10 tickets again. There may be the fees at the box office, but Thursday and Friday, $10 face value. So looking forward to seeing everybody inside the Coliseum. If you can't make it, join me on Breakers TV on YouTube or on Super Talk Mississippi. Appreciate everyone and all of their support. Thanks for coming out against the Scarecrows. To those of you that saw history on Friday night, congratulations, an 8-5 victory. Most goals in franchise history, and got to see the rookies kick off their career as well. Excited to see what they bring. But that just about wraps it up for myself, Devin Dobek. Thanks so much for everyone tuning in to episode 24 of Breaker Banter, and I'll see you next Tuesday.